welcome to In the Kitchen with Jake and me, Katya. Today we're going to make a dreamsicle cake. It's a recipe that we found online, and it has the orange cake box mix that we don't really like, so we changed it around, made it a yellow-orange cake, kind of a mix. So that's what we'll be making today. It's extremely easy, very fast, and we'll be starting off with 1.5 cups sugar already in the bowl. Next, we'll be needing 2 cups of flour. Katya, you want to do that? Sure. Thank you muchly. While she's doing that, I'm going to be adding 3.5 teaspoons of baking powder. 1 teaspoon of salt. How's flour coming out?
Yep. 1 cup.
And 1
Bang!
more. And we have a 1/4 cup of butter. And a 1/4 cup of shortening.
Bam!
And there we go. 2 cups of flour. Alright, and now we'll be adding in 1 teaspoon of orange extract,
All done?
cup of milk, a box of orange jello mix. This helps add the flavor.
Well, if it is an orange cake.
Sure is orange, it might be the orange flavoring. And 3 large eggs.
Comes out pink. Don't be frightened. It does turn orange when it gets wet. Good stuff.
Alright. Now that we have all of that together, take our mixer.
And mix it.
Alright, so we've got it basically mixed, just, general mix, and now you mix it for about 3 minutes until it's all very evenly mixed. Alright, so now we have everything mixed after a nice 3 minutes. It's looking a lot more mixed now. Way better.
As you can see, we have the pans already buttered and powdered. So now we just pour the mix into the pans and bake it for 40 to 45 minutes. And that's looking nice.
Burn it out. And you want your oven heated to 350 degrees.
Go put this in the sink.
Awesome, thank you. Spread that out. There. Alright, and now these will be going in for about 40 minutes. Put a toothpick in, check them, make sure they're done.
40 to 45 minutes. Oh, voila! There you have it.
Very easy. Alright, so now that the cakes are basically done, what you want to do before you're completely sure and turn off the oven and everything, you want to take a toothpick or a knife, either one. You want to dip it right into the center and make sure that it comes out completely clean. No cake, they're done.
Okay, so as you can see, cakes are already out of the oven. We just took them out. They are cooling. So while they're cooling, we are going to make the icing with cream cheese, butter, extract, milk, and powdered sugar.
Now this is a little bit of a different take on the traditional cream cheese frosting. It's a recipe that I've kind of tweaked myself over years of using it. And for this specific one, we'll be using orange extract to match the orange cakes. And take it away.
So there's a specific order to put all the ingredients in. First, put the 1 brick of cream cheese. Get that up there. Always handy to have a garbage bowl. So you
Very
just,
good trick to have. Garbage bowls are awesome.
So you just want to put the whole thing in there. Now. Good thing I want
there.
Okay. Now we're going to put in the butter. The butter is second.
And that's 1/4 cup of butter.
Yes.
And next we will be adding in 1 cup of powdered sugar. There will be 3 cups overall, but we're going to add it 1 cup by 1 cup.
But before you add the cups of powdered sugar, You want to blend the cream cheese and the butter first. Just put it on 1 or 2, your choice. Just
Now we're going to add the first cup of powdered sugar.
Yeah, put it in there.
Alright. So now we will be adding in the orange extract. Add the orange extract.
1 teaspoon.
Just
Drop it
to
in
give
there.
it a nice flavor. And I have found in my years of baking that about 1 teaspoon of milk is all you'll need. But really it depends on what kind of icing you're making, how thick you want to make it, because the milk is completely for consistency. It is needed, but it's just for consistency only. So I'm going to add in our 1 teaspoon of milk.
1 teaspoon.
Alright, and as we are going to make a layered cake, ours is going to be extremely thick icing. That's how we wanted it to be. Depending on if you're making layers or not, that's how it is. Alright, so now we're icing the cake. We let them cool for about 20 minutes or so, just to make sure that the icing doesn't melt off them. So I've got the middle layer going here. You just want to be really careful when you're doing the middle layer. Normally, you want to hold on to the sides, make sure you don't rip a chunk of your cake off or anything. That would be bad. So now that we have this done, we're going to go grab the top layer, dust off the crumbs with a little dusty brush here, and add it on top.
Yep.
Duster. Just a nice little light dusting. Doesn't need to be too intense.
Nope. Too hard and it won't work.
You just want
Just want
to gently lay that on top
to
here.
very gently. Don't want to rip it.
Get it all there. Alright, and so now we have 2 different spatulas that we're going to use. The first one here is this giant one. It's the best one to use for the top of the cake because it gets the most on there for you.
Just get big globs of it onto the cake when you're ready to spread. That's a big glob. Oh, it's smelling good. Then you take it.
What you want to do with the spatula is use the bottom side of it, not the top side, so that you can make it
Go
level.
in a circular motion. Technically, just spin it.
We have this handy little cake plate, but there's spinning cakes you can get, or you can just set it on the table on a plate and spin it, but spinning it is the best way to make sure it's all even and you're spreading everything everywhere. For the sides here,
Use the little one.
we're going to use the little one. We're going to take this. This is how I like to do it. I kind of like to put a little line here so that I can work it down onto the sides and make an even line between the top and the side there. So now we have our cake nice and iced. It's a little melty right now because it's hot in the kitchen. Humidity makes the icing melt, unless you have meringue powder in the icing, but
Don't have
we
it
don't
in
have
the
it
kitchen.
here. So now we have a handy dandy little decorating tool, which is somewhere. She'll get that for you.
This.
It's made by Tupperware. It's very awesome. Go Tupperware. It has 2 edges, and you just use it to decorate icing however you want. Completely up to you.
You
Can't see it,
one
take it away.
halfway and this way. Whatever. We're just gonna try this. Try one side, see how it looks.
You don't want to push too hard because then you're going to take all the icing.
Mhm.
Here.
Yeah, just. I'm not very good with icing.
Just lightly.
Do this side.
Just lightly. Very, very lightly.
Very light.
I'm going to lightly pull this along the icing. Makes a nice little shape.
Just one. That's all it does. You can learn a lot from web shows.
Alright. That's good.
Do the sides, just the top.
Now we're
Good
gonna cut into this
icing.
puppy.
You didn't see anything. Look at that
I killed the
pen.
bottom part a little bit earlier, so this is going to fall apart in a second.
Don't worry.
Hopefully yours didn't.
Yeah. See, look, all falling apart.
And there you have an orange dreamsicle cake ready to be eaten.
Dig in.